Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2. Today I got something special for you. Let me introduce in the blue. It's the mysterious Protoss MaxPax. An unstoppable force of aggression up against the closest thing we're going to get to an immovable object. It is Mauer, the wall, Showtime. The best defense versus the best offense in Europe and near the world. The top two Protosses out there, and something special not just because we have two of the top players, but because it's a mirror matchup. And I don't recommend these lightly. I don't show these lightly. Honestly, YouTube isn't usually huge fans of them. I don't know if I'm talking about the viewers or the algorithm. But with these two and a personal recommendation, I think I have to take a look. We know PvP on the best of days is like playing strip poker in a crowded library. All right, on the worst of days, it's like Russian roulette with all 6 chambers loaded. But it's not known for its stability, but instead its volatility, which can make for some lopsided games, but also for some of the most exciting ones. So, hopefully, you like what you see here. And Jimmy! If we get 1,097 likes on this video, I'll cast another series. And make sure to give me extra recommendations for mirror matchups. I like to show the very best of them. And I hope you had a good day so far. Hope it's about to get a little bit better, if slightly more confusing, because Showtime is the one building a Stargate on the other side of the map that MaxPax has built to Zealot. MaxPax went for an early Nexus with only 1 gate. Now, he's also building a Phoenix himself, an Oracle from Showtime, but now a Stalker comes down. Now, just because you're defensive doesn't mean you're passive. Protoss versus Protoss, like, So the Adepts show up. Yeah, this is about how I expected. Even at this level, especially on Europe, where about half a Grandmaster is oh my god, you can't let them in there. Okay. Everyone knows. Nobody knows how dangerous 2 Adepts in the mineral line, quite as well as Protoss players. Many games have ended with 2 Adepts in the mineral line. He gets through the shield battery into the natural. There are 2 Phoenixes now. He can lift one of the Adepts, gets the other, loses 2 probes. So this is how we're kicking things off. Proxy Stargate versus not so Proxy Stargate. MaxPax, the one who's going to have an expansion earlier. Behind it, Showtime is expanding himself. And it will even out a bit, I think, because with Phoenixes, you can't outright end the game, especially since the energy was already used. I'm not going to pretend like I have some innate knowledge of Protoss versus Protoss. And I think the vast majority, maybe even of these players, who pretend to have that knowledge, maybe are exaggerating. But there's a probe just making sure that Stargate stays depowered, and in approximately 14 years, we'll kill it. Stalkers are patrolling around for any further proxies. Remember, there is a Twilight. I don't know why you'd remember I didn't point it out, but if you were paying close attention, there is a Twilight blink on the way for Showtime. The Twilight has been spotted, but a Dark Shrine is definitely not out of the question. In fact, a Robo is already on the way. Now, of course, you can get Observers, keep track of things, and in case of DTs and Immortals, deal with the Stalkers themselves. It looks like we'll actually have a split in the tech paths taken. We already have, diverging past the failed Stargate attempt from Showtime here. So it's going to be MaxPax going for the more mech-toss composition. Immortals, Phoenixes, whereas I guess Stalkers are technically mechanical, but it's going to be the Twilight out of MaxPax, opting for a lot of blink Stalkers, maybe some charge behind, but he's going to have a stronger early mid-game army. But if there's enough Immortals and enough Phoenixes, well, there's this weird number of Stalkers that can kind of kill everything out of the Robo and the Stargate. That number is approximately 23, okay? Give or take. But I'm going to settle on 23, just like the year. Once you get more than that, the sheer amount of Stalkers just they start tripping over each other. It becomes very difficult to get them all into the fight. It becomes unwieldy. And usually by that point, your opponent has enough tech, enough stuff to generally counter them. But before that 23 Stalker count, you don't really have enough to reliably take out Immortals, Phoenixes, to do the damage you need to do before they start chipping away at it. Like, the Phoenixes are forced, in this case, to recall. That's kind of unrelated, actually. That I don't know. I was trying to tie that into the last point, but no, he just had to recall because he was pinned back by the Stalkers. A Dark Shrine is on the way for MaxPax, who's flipped to the other side of the tech tree, jumping from branch to branch. By the way, the probe continues its efforts. The Stargate is crumbling slowly. So slowly, it's unclear whether it's from the probe or just from general wear and tear of existing in this world, but... So, Showtime, just Stalkers. MaxPax, charge, +1. Oh, no! Wait. Okay. Sorry. That was MaxPax's Stalker. The probe, your work here is done. Go hang out. Go retire by the watchtower. And now it's MaxPax's turn. So, both players just kind of jousting right now. Neither committing into, well, the Dark Shrine is a commitment, but the Observer was spotted. Right? The only way Showtime would have seen the Observer is with an Observer, or cannons. Either way, there was clearly detection, as Showtime killed MaxPax's Observer. So the DTs cannot be relied upon to just walk in and win the game, or even do particularly much damage, but it's always a useful tool. Phoenix is spotted. Showtime is at 17 Stalkers, which means he's almost near that critical mass of 23 that I arbitrarily came up with. Oh, the Dark Templar and Showtime body blocks him! You shall not pass. Oh my god. Showtime walls out the DT. Another one coming in, though. The Observer will spot it. Unfortunately, the Stalkers have moved on. A DT in the third. The damage is starting to add up. 7 probes. Observer, DT. DT, Observer. Not a healthy relationship, especially for the DT. Well, so MaxPax ends up getting 7 probes. He still has the War Prism with a Dark Templar in it. Very important. Meanwhile, Showtime going past the 23 Stalker count, up to 27, which in my opinion is where they start to become a liability. 4 more kills as that DT dies almost as dramatically as a ghost. Hard to top that, though. Pretty good for something without a mouth, though. +1 completed for both sides. There's a cannon in the main. Showtime. 29 Stalkers. Just pure, unadulterated Stalker. Which sounds inappropriate, and it's even less so for MaxPax to deal with until he has a critical mass of... I mean, he's got... I don't know. With perfect blink micro, charge lots, full energy, both players are at 133 supply. MaxPax has a bit more army supply. He's got Immortals producing, which cuts into it somewhat. Over here. Oh, enough of the Stalkers with the army. Here come the Archons. Stalkers targeting Zealots. Gonna knock a few out of the sky, lifted by the Phoenixes. Charge lots much cheaper than Stalkers, but you don't want to just get them all shaved off. So far, just picking up some more, trying to target down, put that Stalker down. Yeah, sure, he may end up losing it, but the Phoenixes removed from the fight. I don't know if we'll see any more added on. More Stalkers at the back. I don't is this a Stalker-only challenge out of Showtime? I don't think so, but he's maintaining the critical mass. MaxPax, there is that point where the amount of Stalkers prevents the charge lots from being able to get enough done. I am surprised that Showtime is maintaining Stalkers, as he's continually getting pushed back. MaxPax has not lost any of his economy. It looks like, as usual, MaxPax going to be the aggressor and Showtime relegated to defense. He tried to move forward, but he just doesn't have enough utility here. He has to sit back. He has to blink back to his batteries. Recalls back to the natural. The Stalker Concave, though, looking great. And the Immortal count is not high enough. That's so many Stalkers right now. Blinking back, he found a great angle. MaxPax acutely aware of it, but does he have enough to break through? 4 Immortals. Doing terrible, terrible damage to anything they could get close to. But that's the problem, right? Getting close at all. Showtime. Oh, he caught the edge of the Immortal. He doesn't want to blink in. The patience. Oh, he so carefully caught the edge of that last Immortal, but he didn't blink forward. It might have gone well for him, but just shows you the type of player he is. Shield battery, cannon on the back line. More, it's 8 gates versus 8 gates. 1 robo versus 1 robo. Just how they've chosen to use them. Showtime. It's 71 to 87. 87 probes! MaxPax, that's too many! Well, the style he's playing, maybe, but he doesn't have enough gateways to support it quite yet. 8 gates is not enough. His income right now is 30... Oh, they're both around 3,300 or so. But those gateways only using about 1,600 minutes. That would take approximately 30 seconds to cool down in the warp gates. But at the natural, shield battery overcharged, blocking for now. Warp prism into the main. Cannon zones it out. Showtime boxing out at the natural and forces the prism yet again into the corner. Somehow we're not at 4 but 5 bases, as neither player has given any serious economic ground. DT blink on the way for MaxPax. Meanwhile, Showtime has added in some token charge loss. He's got 44 Stalkers. Like I said, they do start to take up just so much space, it becomes difficult to use them all in the fight. But if he can bait MaxPax onto the open field, or relatively open field, then he can use that concave against him. 94 probes. Too many probes. He's building 3 more probes. I'm not sure if it's counting the 3 in the production tab. It was not. 97 probes. If I'm reaching far for clickbait, we'll call it 100. Close enough here, but still, the most probes, far more than you probably ever should have. That gives Showtime a near 20 army supply lead. And they both have access to the same units. That's a lot more options for Showtime right now. MaxPax's going to be relying on almost a Zerg-like level of aggression. He will lose more. He's accepting that. He's leaning into that. And instead is looking to keep Showtime on the defensive and continue to smash his way through. 2 observers brought with the army, knowing that DTs, counter DTs are a threat. And if he brings DTs in, wants to be able to snipe those observers. Down goes another Immortal. Shield battery overcharge on the front. The Stalker count gets through another Archon. MaxPax actually behind an upgrade, so he's going to have +3 attack quicker. It's +3, +2. Showtime usually prefers the shield upgrade, but it appears in Protoss versus Protoss, he's going for, instead, the armor for his Stalkers and his Zealots in this case. And that's really all he has. Blocks out the DTs in the main. Gets 1, 2, 3. The rest trying to run. 101 probes! That's too many probes! It was too many probes about 20 probes ago, but MaxPax. DTs. How many gates now? He's only at 10. Showtime's adding 5 more. Understanding how to manage that economy. Both players with over 2k minerals in the bank. Neither has been able to kill a Nexus. With this large of an army, they're just boxing out so well. And by that I mean Showtime keeping MaxPax off of his bases. But, oh no. And so it begins. The Disruptors have joined the field. The first shot is fired. It's a single Zealot. The Stalkers blink back. Another Zealot clipped. Those Disruptors, a real and present danger to everything. The only thing they don't potentially one-shot are Immortals, Archons, and friendly Disruptors. But those first 2 take only 2. Oh, the Disruptors are blunked upon! as the Stalkers rampaging through. Showtime looking for a Nexus is gonna take a lot of damage to get it. Meanwhile, the DT is being chased down. Oh, more blanks. As Showtime gets out with a Nexus, but he did lose a lot of Stalkers in the process. What a, still, it's so tight. MaxPax has 100 probes on the dot. Still too much, but his army manages to force. Showtime just has too many Stalkers. He can't fight easily, really, on either front. He's trying to get some damage done with his second Stalker group, but MaxPax is bullying his way through. The blink wasn't there. Clips some Stalkers on the center line. A few Disruptors wandering forward, but Showtime Stalkers will take out the Nexus and alongside of 20 probes. That's probably good for MaxPax overall. The shield upgrades finishing for both sides. Disruptor taken out by a Hero Zealot. I don't think either player was paying attention. Now Disruptors on the field for Showtime. You know what? I was criticizing this. He has 50 Stalkers! This is madness! Well, no. This is Protoss versus Protoss. I fear for Showtime, but he knows what he's doing, alright? He's a professional. That's so many. All my loosely held conventions are being not completely overturned, but he's essentially just microing. He's using them kind of like Marine Marauder, just going one side to the other, trying to keep MaxPax on his toes. And that is the little bit of extra army supply that Showtime had. You see it there. That MaxPax wasn't able to equal him on the field. The Disruptors, who fired first? Neither is able to land it. It just comes down to who fired first. Because the Disruptor, when it dies, the Purification Nova is canceled. So, when both Disruptors fire almost simultaneously, it just comes down to a Han Solo situation. The high ground is taken by MaxPax. 3-3-1. The armor upgrades. Disruptors don't care, but everything else does. The armor upgrades. 3-0 in favor of Showtime, who's also getting +2 shields. Such expensive upgrades, but they're still both at 200 supply. 13 gates to 10. MaxPax kind of low on the gate count, but the Disruptors being flung out one after another. 1, 2, 3. But Showtime blunks on the rest. He catches the 2 off of cooldown. You can see them light up in the center when they're ready to blow. And well, Showtime seems to be outmaneuvering. He's using his slightly larger army and his better upgrades. A slightly larger army is no longer true, but it has been for much of the game. Up until this point, Recall's back with a chunk. Just enough Stalkers there. Almost gets another Observer. I don't know how many Observers have died now. 9? What? 16 Observers have died. The untold story. And counting. I don't know how many Observers are on the field right now. 4-2. As having those DTs is absolutely imperative. Or having detection is imperative, because DTs could turn the tide. The zoning force fields that are the Disruptors in the center. Showtime just used the recall. MaxPax knows that. He cleaves his way through the center line. Stalkers working their way through, targeting the pylons, just like they told you to do in the campaign. Showtime has 3-3-1. God, that +2 shield upgrade takes so long. Meanwhile, Showtime... Oh, he tries to flank! But a direct hit! Another volley! And MaxPax clips him. He whips around with the Raptors and knocks him across the face. A lot of Stalkers down. The Disruptor's unable to close the distance for Showtime, but the Warpins are on his side of the map. And this time... No, but wait! Point blank! Fire everything! The Disruptors waste their shots! But now more Zealots are coming up. A DT joins the fray. I think Observer speed is done for both sides. DTs are working through the infrastructure in the main. Disruptor sniped off. Stalkers face to face, and they fear confrontation. That's why they're called Stalkers and not in-your-face brawlers. But as the smoke clears, the Zealots evaporate, and and the DTs are cleaned up. Showtime is the one with the supply lead. He's still, well, past that, he has the upgrades. He has the army supply. The disruptor count is 3-2. Neither of them can maintain them for long. The life expectancy of a disruptor is marginally higher than a zealot in this game. One disruptor. But Showtime has replenished his army, I think, slightly better. Disruptor shot through the army. Finds nothing. There. Ooh, a danger close. Another shot. Plugs forward. Gets some of the stalkers. More chasing down. DTs take out a Nexus. Another DT. 8 probes. Chases the Raptors. Zealots streaming in. There's so many of them, but where's the detection? Showtime has no observers. MaxPax real. I don't know if he picked one off. Oh, but the DTs undercutting all the gain Showtime made. 26 probes, a Nexus, and he's not done yet. He's still working on it. More observers are coming out. Showtime doing what he can. He gets the pylon. No DT warping. Chases it down. Oh my. More stalkers. More DTs. And Showtime trying to come back with his army. DT's blinking out of the reinforcements. Nexus went down. 7 probes down for MaxPax. Showtime now dipping heavily in probe count. MaxPax taking the one opportunity without detection to turn the game on its head. I don't think it's given him the lead, but it certainly is shaking things up. This match is still one disruptor away from disaster. For which side? Unclear. Possibly both. Don't ask me how that works. Disruptors. He blunks forward past his own disruptor shot, or near his own so stressful. There are DTs on the other side as well. Right now, the APM, oh my god. 1,000. Trying to manage this, Showtime. Disruptors nipping at the heels of the army here. On both sides. Both players. One bad blink from an absolutely terrible situation. It's like Ling Baneling if they were able to fire the Banelings out of rocket launchers. Like 10 at a time. Or, you know, like Disruptors, because there's no... you don't need to compare them. Everybody knows, oh my god, Showtime! Disruptors wandering forward. That one was off cooldown. MaxPax still has a significant upgrade deficit, but there are probes, stalkers, the army getting chased back, DT's on the other side. Disruptor hit lands. MaxPax is keeping it busy, but the Nexus goes down. Observers, where's the detection? Cannons are killing some of the DTs, but he kills a Nexus that's mostly mined out at this stage. Showtime is scrambling back to defend. He still has 41 probes, though some of them vulnerable. Speed Observer. DTs can blink away for the most part. Chases down some more. Supplies still dead even. 165 to 163. Showtime with a 20 army supply advantage. Evened up now. Point blank shot. Disruptors can't blink. He kills some of his own zealots. They'll expect some of us in the wreckage, brothers. But the disruptor count continues to grow, and so does the danger. The double Ds of destruction warping in right now for MaxPax. The DTs and the disruptors. The zealot's gonna take out another Nexus. Showtime has kept the core of his army together, but MaxPax has been able to essentially flail around and find weakness. Point blank, double barrel shotgun unloads and blasts away some zealots, but not enough to deter MaxPax entirely. He's still sharking around. The stalker count dramatic for both sides. In the 20s. I don't know where the disruptors are. Oh no! Showtime blink forward! Point blank shots every which way! He's on the Raptors! Where are Showtime's Raptors? Where are they? The warped! Blasted into oblivion! Never even saw the light of day! Only saw the light of the purification nova. At the end of the day, with 10 probes down. The disruptor count. Showtime sacrificed almost everything, but he killed most of the disruptors, whereas MaxPax still has a lot of his gateway army, but lost the disruptors themselves. So, still, the supply dead even. Just continuing to blink forward. The zealots on the back. The zealots are getting stuck behind the stalkers because the stalkers keep blinking forward ahead of them. Are we base trading? Is there still a dark shrine? Here comes MaxPax for another round. The disruptors are everything. Where are the Raptors? Showtime, 126. MaxPax won another warping of DTs. Where's the detection? What? MaxPax taps it. He just taps it out. Is it over? Let me, probably. Where are those last two Raptors? Oh, MaxPax, oh, wait. Is this what happened? Oh. Oh. Those were... there's one more. It just popped out, but... Oh, no. MaxPax, decisive as always, loses the Raptors, and he fired it off. He saw it happen. There's still 5. There's 8 observers on the map. The real unsung heroes. 26 observers died in this. Holy shit! Showtime only lost... No, that can't be right. He lost 122 stalkers, but 1 Disruptor? To 22? Well, if you want to see the difference between defense and offense, Showtime lost half the gas and 4,000 less minerals, and still, it was that close. 1 DT blink away. Showtime, I can't. That is madness to me. Showtime walking through a battlefield with his Disruptor. He blunked dozens of... I can't. I guess we'll show you the rest of the series, but I don't know if there are any other games like that. I don't know. I was recommended the series, but like... Wow. I am... I thought it was a bug. Like, not even for dramatic effect there. I thought the unit's lost tab was bugged. Like there was some sort of mistake. No. There was the wall. That was all we were seeing. Well. So concludes Game 1. Showtime with, as always, a masterclass in defense. MaxPax threw everything and then some at him. And remember, that was after getting his proxy Stargate completely shut down. Then again, MaxPax just used it to get map control. So, well, MaxPax's gonna block a potential Nexus. I'm never gonna recover from that game. I can't believe he only lost 1 Disruptor. I don't care how many Stalkers he lost. Stalkers die left and right. Stalkers die from emotional damage. But that's madness. I don't know. He might be the best Disruptor player in the world, which it's hard. Disruptors get a lot of, like many Protoss units and Protoss in general, they get a lot of unwarranted vitriol, a lot of unwarranted anger because of their nature. But at this level of StarCraft 2, they are incredibly hard to use, and even harder to use well. A lot of players substitute quantity for quality. Just putting so many Raptors on the field, essentially firing so many Purification Novas in the general direction of the enemy that they can't help but hit something. But Showtime, his priorities are incredible. Usually when he loses it, it is because he simply just doesn't mathematically have enough to deal with an attack. Or in the same thing in the ultra late game, when the map just, he gets behind and just simply doesn't have the resources to hold. But there were many, many points that match could have gone the other way. There were so many moments with the DTs. Oof. The Zealot, not enough to block. The probe puts down a temporary door. Ah, yes. Adept versus... wait, the Adept chasing the Adept. He's gonna block out, but he has the Shade. Showtime. Both players are going Phoenix, so... Oh my god, that Oracle is being hunted right now. Showtime. Finding it. Yeah, he tries to I don't think so. Well... I thought wrong. Never mind. Phoenix is not able to do enough. Gets out, and that could be huge. Oh god, here we go. They both slam down a second and so it begins. And at first it was the Raptors. Well, not really first, but last game it was the Raptors. This game it's Phoenixes. Very simply, Phoenixes attack while moving. They also do a massive amount of damage to each other. If you have one or two less Phoenixes, their Phoenixes will jump on you and kill you. And then you'll have nothing. So if you're going to fight this war, you have to win it. The major breakpoints are just the second Stargate kicking in and Phoenix range. Phoenix range gives you a tiny but workable window where you potentially it's not easy, but where you can potentially out micro, essentially untouchable. You have more range, and you can attack while moving. So Phoenix range can win the game in that window of time. And the first person to reach for the fleet beacon will be MaxPax. So this game is going to be, instead of a back and forth brawl that eventually ends with the Disruptors obliterating chunks of army. So, amusingly enough, there's almost nothing to stop the pylons. There's Showtime, his only ground unit is an Adept. So we actually can't, because the Phoenixes cannot live building. Anyways, the game will end in one fight. Unless somebody makes a huge mistake, and then so does their opponent. But this is a Cold War right up until it goes incredibly hot. That Phoenix range for MaxPax being chronoed. Showtime has no vision of it. It's just, this is the poker game here, where they both know Phoenix range is the game winner. But if you go Phoenix range too early, you just don't have enough Phoenixes, and you lose that fight. If you go too late, well, you lose the game. So here comes MaxPax. He's trying to come. The fact he's coming across the map at all. Yeah, Showtime. They both have Spylons here. He's holding. He's waiting until the moment he has range done. Picks up the Adept. Range is revealed. Showtime retreats into his own base. MaxPax doesn't know if range is done. Mutually assured Phoenix destruction potential. He used the Oracle. He has revelation. He clicked on the Phoenixes. He knows he doesn't have range. It could be a disaster for Showtime. He has a shield battery. He's trying to buy time, but the range, he's dancing in and out. He can't dance all day. The Phoenix count is 12 to 12. Showtime may have done enough. I am highly amused at these pylons. A third Stargate for MaxPax. Both of them taking gases. Yeah, Phoenix range is now done. Upgrades don't really matter outside of Phoenix range. Maybe they'll get them eventually, but just the sheer Phoenix count is the most important thing. So, the Phoenix range crisis of the 7-minute mark has ended with a very, oh my god, MaxPax just the probe. Wait, was that MaxPax? The probe just came in. There's no one to kill the probes. It's all Phoenixes, creating one of the most awkward situations. We've reached a very, very tenuous ceasefire as mutually assured Phoenix destruction is, MaxPax is building a carrier. Well, they both are working on the Spylons are... Oh my god. Okay. I am highly amused at how important probes building... Heavy breathing. Probes building pylons is somehow... Like, this is the observers of last match. That's MaxPax's pylon. Oh my. 21 to 22. MaxPax has a lead. He's getting +1. He's got AS. He's got an carrier. And he may just use it for the interceptors. He's got 4 Stargates. Another probe down. Showtime now has a Phoenix lead. It's impossible. They right-click them into balls to hide their numbers. Here comes the carrier. The interceptors getting involved as something. I mean, all right, the Phoenix count. Another probe. Is he just rallying probes? I don't know what's happening. The supplies are even. He might try to kill the carrier. You got to be careful not to target fire it, though. The interceptors are providing some chaff here. I have no fucking idea. Do we start building cannons out on the map? Like, is that where we're going? I don't think there's no forge. At least shield batteries, but cannons might. Can't lift a cannon, but neither can. I guess Showtime could afford a forge. $22. $24 to 23. MaxPax has had the edge in terms of, you know, I'm sorry, my brain blanked out for a second. MaxPax has had the edge in terms of the Phoenix count for most of this. Or not really the Phoenix count, but just in terms of tech. He's got a single sentry for guardianship. You can't base trade with Phoenixes. It doesn't work like that. The sentry's just in the mineral line. The Phoenixes, of course, can gut the mineral line as well. Oh my god, they lifts up the entire mineral line and slaughters it with extreme prejudice. Now we can get on the Stargates. Is there ever a chance at a recall? Camping the Stargate. Well, Showtime. Somehow, well, there's the that one carrier, though, is really messing things up for Showtime. So who knew that one carrier to rule them all? Wait, though, the pylon! It feels like MaxPax with his one hero carrier may win by... Oh my, this... StarCraft 2 is a beautiful game. Showtime has 8 probes left. I think he's rebuilding Stargates in the top right corner, but he doesn't really have the gas. Does he run out of energy to kill MaxPax? He's going for the recall! And he catches the... Oh, no! Oh, intercepts Showtime's carrier with a recall. And now Showtime just has to fight, but I think he has less Phoenixes, though it's kind of hard to tell. They don't have the numbers. Oh, my. To the end of the earth! Yeah, I think MaxPax, yeah, he uses shield battery overcharge. Oh no, it's a disaster. GG. Wow. Well, of all the StarCraft 2 games I've ever seen, that was 100% one of them. So, this is Now we're going to game 3. It is anyone's guess, including our 2 players here, I'm sure. What's going to happen here? We've seen the brutal back and forth, knockdown, drag out slugfest. We've seen the Phoenix Arms race / the most impotent base trade you could possibly have with one carrier. And now I give you the epic conclusion, assuming it's not a draw, which is, you know, not a super safe assumption, of MaxPax versus Showtime. It's royal blood. We already have a split. MaxPax is going for the front. Showtime. Oh, he's gonna try to block the base. And expanding in PvP can be quite a particular thing. As, yeah, already a Zealot on the way from MaxPax, anticipating a pylon block. It's gonna be a 2-gate expand. Something a bit more standardized, I guess, from Showtime. This is more what we're used to seeing, such as it is. This is more of a ladder build from Showtime, I guess is the best way to describe it. That's something you'd use against your classic ladder player. I do feel MaxPax, knowing Showtime, even though Showtime is liable, as we saw, to proxy Stargate or send things, he knows that Showtime's default state is a more defensive macro player. So I think expanding to the low ground or walling off the low ground like this is somewhat taking advantage of it. Though Showtime could, of course, flip that on its head by going for early aggression himself. A third Stargate, or no, sorry, Freudian slip. A third gateway is on the way. I'm not sure if he's not walling off with it. It looks very intentional. In fact, Showtime will be doing a 3-gate all-in. He isn't required to win the game off this, but it would certainly, well, obviously winning the game would be nice. That was one of the stupider things I've ever said. But he really needs to put on serious pressure here, as there's an Oracle out. That's going to make things even more confusing. I think he saw the Oracle. Shield battery is on the way. Warp gate. Trying to walk. He just walks in. Another shield battery is done. Trying to drain the energy. Once the Nexus finishes, though. Yeah, there's going to be the battery in the main. Very important. Another shield battery. This is a very slow-moving, yet dangerous siege here. Shield battery. I think got 1 or 2 probes. 1 probe, maybe. He's just going for the gate. Which, I mean, that is the only gate. There, well, besides the Stargate. I guess that one does count. A Void Ray is out. Well, now there's going to be... how many shield batteries can he jam in that corner? He charges up the Void Ray. Makes it very dangerous to those Stalkers. That charge is... He's juggling his cooldowns right now. Between shield battery overcharge and Void Ray prismatic alignment. So Showtime is fighting against the cooldowns and the shield battery energy, which is a cooldown in and of itself. So the gateway may die. He's reshielding it. He's just tapping on it a bit. Oh, come on. Okay, there it goes. 0 gateways now, but 2 Void Rays. And Showtime just gonna slap down the gold base, because of course he is. Why wouldn't he do that? No, God, no, the stasis! He gets a couple probes. Okay, it's not so bad. Cyber Core. Cyber Core gives access to the shield battery, so we're dancing back and forth. Shield battery overcharge I don't think has been used at all. And Showtime knows it's an option. He can't go too deep. There's 3 Void Rays now. So instead, Once again, we're gonna have a split. Showtime leaning back on those Stalkers. This time, MaxPax with the Void Race. Twilight Council on the way. Another stasis. One good stasis could ruin the game for Showtime here. Hasn't been too good so far. Orping in a Stalker. Predicting that Showtime... Well, predicting that MaxPax will find the gold potentially. There are 4 Void Rays. His only production facility... Oh, is this gateway. And now the second gateway. And the Stargate. He did rebuild a gateway, believe it or not. The Oracle just hanging out. Slaps a revelation. And with that revelation used, he won't be able to notice the probes are recalled to the gold. Blink for Showtime. Just starting. MaxPax knows he's on a bit of a timer against it. But MaxPax has also been sitting on 2 bases, which is a relatively comfortable position compared to Showtime, who has made it very uncomfortable for MaxPax to walk outside his base. But past that, the Oracle's still out there. Probably going to be looking... Yeah, he's looking for it. Yeah, that's a suspicious probe. Well, the Oracle... There's still a Stalker nearby. But it's been found. Oh yeah, here we go. He's already setting up for the secondary gold. The proxy pylon. MaxPax, knowing that Showtime invested this much in a Nexus, is gonna go out and try to fight. Blink is not done yet. Without Blink, Showtime's army loses. But with it done, I have no idea, because it really comes down to... this has been quite a Protoss series. Well, he charges up the Void Rays. Blink is done. Shield battery overcharge. But the Void Rays fully aligned. And burning through the shield battery. The probes are pulled. He's targeting down the Stalkers. The Void Rays are dying outright. The Blink Stalkers are trading quite well here. MaxPax with a desperate recall gets exactly half a Stalker out. Showtime turning it around. The defense is good. The wall holds. MaxPax bit off way more than he could chew, and Showtime pared it down to bite-sized pieces. Double Twilight on the way. Showtime well overcommitted. MaxPax has a probe spotting the second gold base. A single Immortal. He has enough Stalkers to potentially out-DPS it. He knows it. A sentry is warped in, and Showtime. He's going for the pylons. I don't know if there's anything... There's not enough production left. He's building 2 Twilight. Showtime turns it around again with a double gold proxy. Showtime deserved this series. MaxPax might win the Phoenix Arms race, but Showtime shows it's time for a more stable Protoss to attain victory. What a series. Clearly, I mean, you can tell these two are the best at what they do. Or even if you can't, just take my word for it. As it's hard to follow, but it's beautiful to watch. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know about the mirror matchups. I know YouTube, the algorithm, doesn't love them, but sometimes they stand out and go above and beyond. Thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Jimmy, 1,097. Nice. I'll cast another series. Thank you for watching. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you next time. Don't blink or autoplay. We'll play the wrong video. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.